Hello, friend, and welcome back to Couch Tales, Why We Do What We Do, the podcast where we dive into the psychology of what makes us tick, whether we like it or not. Quick disclaimer, this is for fun and informational purposes only and shouldn't be considered professional advice. Today's episode, What Men Want But Won't Ask For. Let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was sitting with a group of my guy friends when someone asked, "What do men actually want in a relationship?" The room went silent. You would have thought I had asked them to explain quantum physics. One guy cleared his throat, another scratched his head, and finally one brave soul said, "Food?" That was the best answer they had. Now don't get me wrong, food is important, but come on. There's got to be more, right? After a little prying and some well-placed bribes of nachos and beer, they started to open up. And what I learned was pretty fascinating. Men do have deep emotional needs, but for a variety of reasons. Society, upbringing, or just plain stubbornness. They don't always talk about them. Here are 5 things men crave but will never tell you. Number 1 is respect, also known as the ultimate ego fuel. You know how some people need their morning coffee to function? For a lot of men, respect is that coffee. If they don't feel respected in a relationship, it's like starting the day with decaf. Something feels off. Psychologists say that respect is tied to a man's sense of identity and self-worth. While women often seek emotional connection first, many men feel most loved when they feel admired and appreciated. It's less about big, grand gestures and more about the little things like acknowledging his hard work, valuing his opinion, not making him feel useless when he can't find the ketchup in the fridge. When a person's ego feels threatened, they go into defense mode, and guess what? A man who doesn't feel respected is likely to withdraw or shut down. Number 2. Emotional safety. Even if they won't admit it, men are taught to be strong. Society tells them from a young age, don't cry, be tough, man up. By the time they reach adulthood, many guys have been conditioned to believe that showing vulnerability equals weakness. But here's a secret. Men crave emotional safety just as much as women do. They want a space where they can open up without fear of being judged. Evolutionary psychology suggests that men, historically, had to be the protectors and problem solvers, which meant there was little room for emotional expression. But we're not dodging saber-toothed tigers anymore. If a guy starts opening up about his fears, dreams, or that time he cried during a Pixar movie, don't mock him, because that means he trusts you, and trust, that's a gold standard. Number 3. A sense of purpose, also known as the need to feel useful. Let's be real, everyone wants to feel like they matter. Feeling needed is a huge part of their happiness. It's wired into their brains. Ever notice how some guys love fixing things? The car, the sink, the Wi-Fi that wasn't even broken. That's because solving problems gives them a sense of purpose. This dates back to our caveman ancestors. While women were forming social bonds to strengthen the group, men were out hunting, providing, and solving problems. That instinct hasn't gone away. It's just evolved. So if a guy in your life offers to help you with something, let him. Sure, you could fix the leaky faucet yourself, but letting him do it isn't about ability. It's about giving him that sense of value and contribution. And if you really want to boost his mood, ask him for advice on something, even if you already know the answer. Number 4, playfulness and fun. Because life is too serious already. Life is stressful. Bills, work, responsibilities. Sometimes it feels like adulting is just a never-ending to-do list. That's why men crave fun, lighthearted energy in their relationships. Many psychologists believe that playfulness is linked to relationship longevity. Research even suggests that couples who joke and laugh together have stronger emotional bonds. Everyone loves a partner who can make life feel a little less heavy. So whether it's sending him a dumb meme, challenging him to a video game, starting a water balloon fight, A little playfulness goes a long way. Number 5, loyalty, the ride or die factor. Last but definitely not least, men crave loyalty. And no, I'm not just talking about not cheating, loyalty in the emotional sense. A lot of men fear being abandoned or replaced. Blame it on evolution again. Back in the day, if a man lost his tribe or mate, it meant literal death in the wild. So when a guy finds someone who makes him feel safe, respected, and valued, he wants to know that they're really in his corner. Loyalty to many men means sticking by them during tough times, defending them when they're not around, believing in them even when they doubt themselves. A man who feels secure in your loyalty, that's a man who will move mountains for you. Some say it's cultural conditioning, others blame good old evolutionary psychology. And of course, our mustache psychology friend would probably say it all goes back to childhood experiences and the subconscious need for security. Whatever the reason, one thing's for sure, men aren't as complicated as they seem. They just want to feel respected, safe, useful, happy, and secure. And honestly, don't we all? So the next time a guy in your life seems distant or hard to read, remember this list. He might not say it, but deep down, these are the things that matter most. All right, that's it for today's episode of Couch Tales, Why We Do What We Do. I'm your host, Anna Leah. If you like this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share, or send it to a friend, especially one who swears men are impossible to understand. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and maybe ask a guy in your life what he really wants. You might be surprised at the answer.